Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching Bridgerton. This is episode 7 of season 2. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the series so far. Last episode was the wedding, mate. Yes, it was. It was Anthony and Edwina's wedding, and it was chaotic, to say the least, mate. It really was. It was madness. So she come walking down the aisle. She absolutely looked beautiful. They had Harry Styles in the background playing on the violin. Kate come down first, you know. He was staring at her all the way. And obviously she stood up on the stage waiting for her sister to come down. When she did come down, she stood on, obviously, up at the front. And the bishop was obviously asking them, do you take? Do you take? Now, when it got to Anthony's, question, everything went silent. The whole audience disappeared. Edwina disappeared. She turned into Kate. She was stood in the white dress, and that was his vision, mate. It was really interesting. Now, Edwina was thinking, what is going on? Because obviously, like I said, Anthony was unresponsive to the questions that the bishop was asking. And then she turned around and she seen Kate. She looked obviously at Anthony. She could see them two locking eyes, and she started panicking. She started putting two and two together, and she ran away, mate. Literally, they didn't get married at that point. She absolutely, Usain bolted it out of the building. Now, it's interesting because obviously everybody's running after them. Big scandal. Queen's put the wedding together, and she's embarrassed as well that this is taking place on her grounds. Now, obviously, she said to Lady Dansbury that you need to get this wedding back on track, mate. I'll put my neck out on the line here. You're the one that come and introduced him. You're the reason why I chose her to be the diamond, and I can't be having this. Now, obviously, she had her own little plans in action as well. She wanted to plant little rumours here and there with all the suspects that she had on those cars to see who would print a false story, pretty much, so she could find out and narrow who is Lady Whistledown. So she had her own little agenda going as well. Now, like I said, what was interesting is Kate went in to see if if her sister was okay. She turned around and she said, "Mate, I know that you like Anthony. Do you love him?" Now, Kate didn't respond fast enough. She didn't have that instant quickness to say no. She paused for ages. She started panicking. She was breathing heavily. She was acting really good, actually. This is like her first big display of acting that we've seen her do, and I thought she was doing really, really well. Then, obviously, later on in the episode, we had obviously Anthony come in to speak to her as well, and she asked him the same question. Do you love me? Pretty much, and he wasn't fast enough to respond as well. He was slow, and pretty much, he said, "Look, mate, I might not be able to give you love, but I can give you a life. We can be together. You could be the Viscountess. I could be obviously the Viscount. We can have a happy life, and we can do our duties." Well, that wasn't enough for Edwina. She wants true love. She wants to be happy, and that was enough for her. She had already made her decision. So at the end of the episode, when she called them both back into the room, she obviously stated her reasons for this marriage to not go ahead. She said that she can't marry obviously him because he has got eyes for somebody else. Also, he cannot give her the love that she deserves, so you got to respect it. And then obviously she said a bit to Kate and she stormed off. Now, this left Kate and Anthony stood in the church themselves. Now, usually you'd be pretty devastated that what's just happened, but you know what, they're pretty relieved, I think, anyway, mate, because literally it didn't take long for them to boom straight in kissing each other. Very, very interesting. And we finally got the kiss that we've been waiting for all season. Now, obviously, if we're speaking about Eloise, she escaped the party. All this was going on, all the chaos was going on, and she was like, "Look, this is my chance. I'm wanting to go and visit. I don't know the lad's name, but the guy who obviously works in the printer shop." And she went and she was speaking to him, and she expressed her interest in him. She was saying, "Look, mate, all day, I'm always thinking about you, and I'm thinking about stories, and I'm reading your pamphlets." And he said, he was doing a favour, mate. He went inside, he got the loads of books, and he's like, "I've read all these books, and I saved them for you because I'm interested to hear your opinion on them." So it was well cute, honestly. I loved it. Them two obviously getting a little romance brewing, and also Lord and Lady Featherington, mate, they're possibly getting a romance brewing as well. It was an absolute curveball when he's kind of approaching her in this episode, because he's kind of liking the confidence that she's displaying and obviously the scheming that she's undertaking. It's exciting. But speaking about Eloise going obviously to into that part of the town to also obviously speak to that lad, one of the Queen's guards did follow her, and he was spying, and I think that he's gone and told the Queen that Eloise is Lady Whistledown. So again, it's going to be very interesting when we see the rest of this season. So I can't wait for today's episode, and hopefully you guys do enjoy it. If you do, please smash a like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump in to episode 7 of season 2 of Bridgerton.
A broken-hearted bride-to-be, a royal wedding in shambles. This author may traffic in chatter and speculation, dear reader, but misinformation? Never. It was Her Majesty the Queen who placed the young miss on that special stage so that she could make her grand exit.
You reckon the Queen's going to go and see Eloise, mate? She wants a carriage. She definitely thinks she's Lady Whistledown. Yeah, in the morning after the night before, mate. Literally, she's still excited.
Miss, the baths are ready.
I'm finished.
Different introduction. We didn't have the full intro that we usually have. Interesting.
There will be no mockery today.
She mocks me incessantly.
Are we not overlooking the benefit of this tragedy?
Leftover cake.
And you wonder why I'm
Leftover cake.
How good of you to join us.
I think it a pleasant morning for a promenade. Together, united as the most respectable family that we still very much are.
Respectable. If promenade is what you feel is wise, Mother, then we shall leave within the hour.
Here she is.
Miss Bridgerton.
Oh, she's going to be panicking.
Good day, Lord Fife.
For some of us.
Is this truly our plan? Simply to pretend nothing has happened? We are not pretending nothing has happened. We are choosing to deal with it in private in our own time.
We may find you a husband this season still, Miss Edwina.
A bigger story I cannot foresee.
Oh, you never know, mate. Lady Whistledown being exposed could be a big story. You know what I mean? They need to put a forefront on. They need to pretend that both families are chilling together so people don't draw attention.
Lady Featherington, it is not as though we are in mourning.
No one understands the pain of a broken engagement better than myself. I never thought we would recover after Mr. Bridgerton and Miss Thompson's falling out, and yet here we are.
Mate, her family has been involved in a little bit of scandal here and there, hasn't she? She knows the school.
Sorry.
What were you doing visiting that printer's shop in the middle of your brother's so-called wedding? Lady Whistledown herself.
Oh, Your Majesty.
Your denial shall only enhance your punishment. You do realize the power you wield in that pen of yours can be used for greater purposes than ridicule and gossip-mongering. You would rather be my rifle. Have you any idea what will happen once I reveal this secret of yours, child? I shall give you 3 days to consider my proposal and come to your senses. If you do not, then I will deploy my resources to crush you like a serpent.
Look, mate, if you was Eloise, the way you'd get out of that, you'd have to, you know, because she said, you know, save your breath, you know, by saying that you're not Lady Whistledown, it's just going to make your punishment even worse, you know what I mean? That's what she was saying. Well, the only way you could get out of it is, look, mate, I'll stay with you however long you want me to. You want to come to the palace? Fine, let's go now. You know what I mean? I'll stay tomorrow, I'll stay the next day. You will see that when that next leaflet is issued, I haven't taken part in any of it. I've not written none of them stories, and I'm not Whistledown. Do you know what I mean? Like, because right now a family's going through a scandal, aren't they? And you know, they're trying to make it look like it was amicable. The best way to do that, in my opinion, is to join together. Do you know what I mean? Like, these should be, I don't know, in social conversation around each other. So Kate and Edwina need to be with Anthony and Colin and all that, because that way it shows that there's no distaste between them. It was just an amicable breakup and the families are still chilling. There was no scandal, which everybody's thinking. But then if you throw this in the mix that Eloise is Lady Whistledown, how many people are going to be coming after her, after everything Penelope's wrote and all this stuff as well? You know, all eyes are going to be on them, and it's going to send them spiraling even further down than they currently are.
Lady Eaton.
Everyone's just blanking now.
Oh, Lord Horn.
After everything that happened with his scullery maid last season, and Lord Cho cuts me,
Perhaps we need another story as to why things ended.
we have already started to tell one. We cannot change course now.
A ball would give Edwina another chance to find a suitor.
So that the Ton might inspect this wreckage with an even closer eye.
Newton.
Hey, it's not barking at him anymore. It loves him, look.
Newton. My apologies. Newton. Newton, out.
Love
Was I truly that blind?
makes you blind, mate. Literally, you're blinded in love.
If there is so much as a passing look between the two of you, then this plan of ours will be for nothing. Are we all in agreement?
They are right, though. They need to put a public image up that they're all fine together. You know, Edwina and Anthony, nothing wrong with them.
We would not be in this situation if it weren't...
You have nothing to worry about. I will play the part. You do realise it is still possible for our family to endure whether I decide to marry or not.
Are you to rely on your brothers, then, as your solution?
Do you need me to admit I made a mistake? Is that what you want? For me to tell you that I never should have asked Miss Edwina for a hand, that I never should have taken things this far? I realise this plan will work. Quite certain both you and Lady Danbury will make sure of it.
The guy's head over heels in love now, knowing he never expected to be in this position, but he's all in.
Louise, why ever? The Queen thinks it is me, that I am Lady Whistledown. I should get rid of these. If the Queen discovers I have all of these in my possession, then it will only make me appear that much more guilty.
But you are not guilty, Elle.
I should have listened to you. Now I may have even put Theo into harm's way too. The Queen must think he has something to do with Whistledown.
But he does not, and neither have you. Elle, this is madness.
Mate, she's got to put pen to paper and write some mad story to save Eloise, hasn't she? Literally. How's she going to turn the Queen's mind?
Her Majesty, the Queen, is now involved.
She always has been, I suppose. I gather she has felt threatened by Whistledown for quite some time. I have questioned Her Majesty's taste, challenged her judgment. I was hoping you would have had something in your shop, something to satisfy Her Majesty, a way to give her what she clearly wants.
Turn yourself in. Only Her Majesty would need to believe you, of course.
Well, I could not be certain she would. Her Majesty would merely dismiss me as a friend, trying to help a friend. That's if she would even see me at all.
I was hoping to submit them to a revered house of dressmakers in France. Though now I may be aiding and abetting the most notorious gossip writer in London. The one thing a lady would never do is wear something she knows makes her look ugly, Miss Penelope. Were you to write something about Miss Eloise, she would never write about herself.
I could never do that.
Pen's got three potential options that she could do. She could A, turn herself in, be noble. That's the honourable thing, isn't it? Don't let your friend go down for something that you've done. You know what I mean? Her family could be absolutely ruined by your actions. Nothing to do with Eloise. So that's option one. Option two is what she just said, yeah? She could write something. You know, she said that a lady wouldn't wear a dress that she didn't think she looked good in. So why not just say, you know, she wore a dress the other day and it wasn't that good. But you could do it as in not just picking on Eloise. So the Queen said that Eloise is never even mentioned in the stories. So why don't they just mention like two other girls and Eloise as well and say all three of them didn't look that good? And you know what? I presume they got the dress from the other modiste. They should have gone to this one, and that way you've kind of like, you know, you've said a negative thing about a couple of people. Eloise is one of them, and elevated this modiste at the same time, so she's kind of getting a shout out. That's another option. Or the third one would literally be, as she said, you know, she went to the Queen and said, I'm Lady Whistledown, and obviously she just dismissed it as a friend trying to help a friend. But it's like what you see in films, isn't it? You know, like when, I don't know, someone tries to blame somebody and then everyone stands up. No, it was me. No, I'm the one. I'm the one you're looking for. No, it's me. That's the way they should do it. Like, she should falsely accuse multiple people of being Lady Whistledown. You know, you could say my identity is going to be revealed next week. I am blah, blah, blah. And then you could be like, write another story and another story. And that way, if everybody's kind of had the finger pointed at them, it's less obvious. You know, people are not going to believe Eloise. So, I don't know, she's got a couple of options. I'm interested to see how it goes with that one.
The royal schools do seem to be providing a different sort of education than what I pictured. Or perhaps exactly as I pictured. You may be a second son, brother. That does not exempt you from familial duty altogether. It merely makes you second.
How long do you plan on punishing yourself for and wallowing in such misery? I look at my art, and if I do not like what I see, I may always alter the colour palette, but I certainly do not toss the entire design aside.
Back to taking the tea, are we? Lady Mary? Miss Sharma?
She's going to toss it.
You said we know.
At least she took it.
Shall we?
I said before, the guy has fell right in love. I know he never wanted it, but you know, he can't choose it. It just happens.
Do not be deterred. If we can put the wedding behind us, so can they.
I've yet formally to apologise.
Men often take time to realise their culpability in such matters. It is quite the privilege, is it not?
But I would be very much remiss if I did not tell you it was not my intention ever to cause your family as much strife as I now know I have done.
She sacrificed far too much for us, indeed. Lady Hood, how good to see you today.
And you, Lady Mary, and Lord Bridgerton too.
Hey, look at that. He's got his first name drop of the episode. Look at that. His ears are pricking there, mate. He's buzzing.
Mr. Mondridge, I'll take a brandy. I was hoping for the owner of this fine establishment to regale me with many stories indeed. Lord Featherington made quite an admirer of yours, I've heard. But my cousin did keep meticulous records of all debts and wages. I respect a self-made man, no matter what means he uses to make himself.
It's interesting, mate. He's took the first step. What's interesting though, yeah, is that guy who's running that gentleman's club, yeah. The scenes that he's been in, he's been pretty moody this season. So when he was walking around outside on the grounds the other day, when you know, he was like, it was a chance for him to network, and he was just dead moody. He was, and now obviously when this guy first walked in, yeah, he never said what he said there. When he first walked in, he was like, hey, you know, I'll take a brandy. And the guy's just like looking at him like Featherington. It's like, mate, why so moody? Maybe it's because obviously your club's not got many people in. This guy's just come in and said, obviously, he's found some books there about like a boxing match that was thrown in it. That's obviously how he's in the position that he's in. But, yeah, I don't know. He's done it to say, look, mate, don't be questioning my Ruby, mine, or whatever's in my stuff going on in America. And I won't say anything about how you've acquired this place, you know? You stay quiet, I stay quiet. But also, he could be like, you know, you stay quiet, I could send some of the guys your way. You know, the people that invest, you get people in here, you get them talking, you get them investing, and I'll send more. You know, like word of mouth, business will be thriving for both of us.
Are you mad?
Not even a little excited to see me then.
People from the palace have been asking about me.
Came to make sure you were all right, to get our story straight.
Our story? This is not the least bit surprising.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means that you are a lady who has never had to endure any real difficulties in your life. It's best you return to me.
Oh, Shatty likes you, Theo, though, mate. I still got hope for you, though. Still got hope, mate. I'm still holding on.
It seems both Miss Cowper and Miss Goring are swallowing the story about the wedding being halted due to a mutual decision. I appear to be a very good liar. Something else you and the Viscount have taught me, perhaps?
She loves throwing the little digs in here and there. She loves
What
it.
will it take for you to forgive me? I remember the books you used to read to me from Oppa's library. You yourself ever truly believed them? Or has everything you told me been a lie?
Who do you reckon is going to come out as the happiest, if you know what I mean? I thought it was going to be Eloise, but I don't think it is now.
I've been wishing for a moment to be alone with you.
Of course he has.
We kissed.
We did not.
Nothing happened between us.
Are you quite serious?
We did a terrible thing.
We should be ashamed of what we did.
What a surprise to see you here.
You do know my family has its very own room. Danbury name. Just above the door.
I myself am hosting a ball later this week. Have you not received an invitation?
Oh.
My, well, I will see if there is still room.
See, look, she don't know whether to write the truth or to lie. Look, she's stuck, mate.
You truly are a jack of all trades.
You make a compelling case, Bridgerton. Allow me to give it some consideration.
I shall eagerly await your response.
She knows it's not real. She won't let him lose his money, surely.
You think highly of my family?
I'm not in the habit of consorting with those I hold in low esteem. Our relationship has taken shape so naturally over the years. One could take it for granted. You have always been so constant and loyal. Till this agreement with your cousin is confirmed, I do not wish for words to get back to Anthony. Miss Penelope was just seeing me out. While I have been talking her to death about matters so foolish, I would blush to share them with anyone else.
She's thinking, what's going on, mate? Is there something between them? You know what I mean? She might be thinking getting the money that way.
Remind you of our discussion about who is and is not to invest.
Bills, Mrs. Varley?
Invitations, my lord. And there are quite a few.
Look at them, mate. They're getting invited when they didn't before.
If we can garner enough support, the Queen herself may even be swayed to forget all about this wedding business.
Has there truly been no Whistledown delivery today?
Good day, Bridgerton.
I'm going to confess. I know all I need to know about Whistledown. I shall find a printer, publish a counterfeit paper, and give Her Majesty exactly what she wants.
That will only last for so long. You cannot continue lying like that. What will happen? What will happen when the real Lady Whistledown decides to publish again?
Finally find the real writer and make her pay for all of her crimes. I only wish to thank you. Such a loyal friend, whatever the circumstances.
Mate, she's well in deep, Penelope, isn't she, mate? Look, she wants to get with Colin, yeah? But her family is running a fake Ruby business that he's willing to invest in. Is she going to tell him? Is she not? Is she going to do a friend dirty here? You know what I mean? Like, is she going to out her or write something bad about her? Like she said she couldn't do it to the Maldives, but she might do. Do you know what I mean? She's just said that Whistledown's dead to her. So what's she going to do there? Because she knows that if her identity is revealed, their friendship will be over as well. Do you know what I mean? So, like, how far does Pen go? Does she keep going? Does she not write anything? Does she stay hush? What is it, mate? Is she take an absence? I don't know, but she's definitely in too deep anyway. And I also love the way they speak. Obviously, they speak eloquently, but she was like, there's little sand in the hourglass left. And before, her mum was saying, are you feeling unwell? Where I'd be like, you all right? What's wrong? You know what I mean? Like, it's just different. Like, are you feeling unwell? I feel like so posh, that, compared to what I would say.
What is it about betrayal that excites us so? The Ton itself has certainly felt its peculiar kind of frenzy after the promise of the wedding to end all weddings was broken.
Just no one's coming, are there? Literally, no one's coming. It's just going to be them on the Todd.
It is still quite early, I suppose.
Would you still like us to play, my lady?
That will not be necessary.
Guys, like, getting paid though, still, aren't they?
If there's no need for my presence, I shall head to my studio. I, for one, do not wish to be around such misery all evening.
Wait.
I know of your opinions, brother.
You will stay for a dance. Hyacinth! Come down here and do me the honour.
If she gets a dance, so do I.
Look at that, right? They've just made a room that was looking well empty look so full and like happy.
Perhaps we should start eating some of that food.
Oh, I like Colin's style, mate. He wants that free buffet.
Rather surprised they did not give credit to our story, Lady Danbury. Whatever happened?
Oh, is that the Whistledown report?
She published, Mama.
Indeed she has.
Sir Eloise Bridgerton apparently been associating unchaperoned with improper company.
Seem happy, my lady?
It seems our neighbours are to remain afflicted for quite some time. Seal the agreement with him.
Oh, she's loving it. A scandal for ages.
It might be that the young miss spent a great deal of time considering her decisions, or perhaps they were made in haste. Whatever the case may be, we all must remember, as one makes one's bed, so one must lie in it.
When we return home, Bon, I may not know who I truly am. At least I know I am kinder-hearted than you.
What are we saying? Does Kate deserve that? Do you know what I mean? Like, she has been proper tight to Kate, right? And I get it. I'm not going to slag Edwina off because, you know, she's wounded, isn't she? Let's be honest, she's devastated. She was getting married yesterday and she's not, mate. She found out her marriage is not happening because her sister's in love with the guy that she was supposed to be, you know, getting wed to. So I totally get where she's coming from, and she can be mad for a while. You know what I mean? I'm not going to force her to be getting over it. But what I mean is, like, she's throwing little daggers at Kate, and like, Kate's not actually done anything that bad. Like, so up until the point where they had, you know, she called off the wedding, they had never like kissed or been intimate or anything. Okay, they've had a connection, they've been seeing each other from across the room, they could both feel it, the spark, but she never acted on it, and you know, she never forced anything, and she's never been nasty or tried to force Edwina away from Anthony. She's actually always tried to put them together. When it was given her the option of the wedding to be, you know, ended, so to speak, after her grandparents come, she told Anthony, no, mate, I don't want to break my sister's heart. I want this to go ahead. I cannot do this. Do you know what I mean? So, like, yeah, I get where Edwina's coming from. She's fuming, and I'm never going to go in on her for that because I'd be fuming too. But I don't know. I feel like Kate's not really done anything nasty towards her, and I hope that we don't continue, you know, like throwing little digs here and there.
What are you doing out here?
My apologies.
No, please. Stay.
You were here first.
I was just leaving.
It is your house, my lord.
It does not signify.
Perhaps it should.
You have been like this from the moment we first met in those woods.
Well, I can certainly understand why that would be so troubling for a man like you. Listen, I do not listen.
Well, perhaps you should.
Oh, I shall never listen to you or to anyone I wholeheartedly disagree with.
It is maddening how much you consume my very being. I am nearly certain every last one of my brothers and sisters secretly despise me. My own mother at that, despite the fact I've lived the better part of my life for them. I want to be in this position, contending with these thoughts of wanting to be nowhere except with you. For God's sake.
He loves the smell.
It has remained imprinted on my mind ever since the night of the conservatory ball on that terrace.
I've been you this entire time, spinning my world off its axis, making me reconsider everything I've ever told myself. You are the one who must stop.
Before what? Before we both finally do something for ourselves?
Yeah, he wants to just run at her, mate. He wants to go and grab her and... She don't like me, told what to do.
Go.
What did I tell you about you and your orders?
A bit of Calvin Harris, how deep is your love? Well deep, look at them, mate. And they can't keep their hands off each other. Mate, whoever chooses the tunes for this show, right, I've got it perfect every time, mate. How deep is your love fits for this. They've had some good scenes in this show, them, you have to admit, aren't they? This morning now, though, he's getting rained on. Why does it always rain on me? Yo, mate, you are not going to propose right now, surely not. Last episode, go to marry his sister, and now come proposing, mad guy.
I know it is early, but can you please tell her that I'm here?
I'm afraid that is not possible, my lord. He does not seem to be here.
One of the horses is gone too.
Yeah, that graphic looks sick, mate. Slow motion. Why the horses look unreal, mate? Look how good that looks. Oh, is she falling off? Oh, she smacked her head off that rock. I'm not having it, mate. Right, she's not Miss Sharma now, mate. She's Kate. Oh, mate, what an ending. Unexpectedly. I thought I was going to get a proposal, mate. I was thinking, mate, last episode you was going to marry a sister and now you're going to propose to her. Crazy, mate. Love makes you do crazy things. And like we had the, how deep is your love, mate, when they was kissing outside. That was a good scene, that. That little sex scene that they had there done it really well. To be honest, I think that... Kate and Anthony have had a good season, like in terms of the scenes that they've had together. I think I mentioned it earlier on in this episode somewhere that like the scenes that they have when they stare at each other, obviously it's acting, but like it's so good. Like I look at them and I can see both of them. I'm like, they actually love each other. Well, like in their heads anyway. I'm looking at them thinking they're giving proper real vibes, and that's what I like to see. Like, it don't feel fake. It feels like they proper want each other, and it's good acting. Now, obviously, like I was saying, Edwina's fuming with her sister, and they get that, and she's throwing digs left, right, and centre. And I suppose you got to be, you know, you've got to expect it. You know what I mean? She thought she was going to be a Bridgerton, and she's not, mate. She's not even married now. She's not even got somebody courting her anymore. You know, her family, everybody won't even want to talk to him this episode. So, you know, she's obviously not going through a good time. The same as the Bridgertons are not. The fact is, Colin, mate, wants to invest in the ruby mines. He's going to get his money took off him, and he's not going to, well, pretty much robbing it, aren't they? It's not even a real business. We've got Eloise, mate. She's been outed that she's having improper, I don't know what they were saying, like improper meetings or something. I don't even know. Basically, the class of person that she's seeing is not what they expect, and that's a big scandal. And then you've obviously got this Anthony situation as well. So the Bridgertons, mate, have not got anything going for him right now. And I cannot believe Penelope absolutely shit on Eloise. That is it, literally. There's so many chances that she could have saved her, brought herself forward, but no, mate. She only thought of me, myself, and I. And obviously, she said, mate, you lay your bed, you made your bed, you got to lie in it. And that's it. Once it comes out that it's her, if it comes out, she looks like she's threw a quilt into that fire. No more writing for her. But if it does come out, then she is not going to have any friends as well. She's going to lose Eloise. She'll lose Colin. And the pressure's on her, mate. Literally, you can see this season that pressure is absolutely on. She's been panicking in loads of situations. So I think that we could be getting to the end of Whistledown. But I don't know, mate. The scandals are all over the place for the Bridgertons. I don't know how we can conclude in one episode in the next one. That's it. So surely we must be going into a season 3. Who knows, mate? I literally have no idea, but is exciting. And I hope that she's not died by smacking her head off that rock. I really hope she's still alive. Okay, and that's going to wrap up today's madness of an episode. Again, we had so much stuff going on. Like I say, mate, with obviously Eloise, big story going on with her. It's a massive scandal. What would you say is bigger? The Eloise one or the wedding? And obviously the wedding, they've managed to play it off like it was amicable, and obviously they've been seen together walking around friendly and socially, you know, like chilling together, and people are seen to be slowly accepting it. At the start of the episode, everybody was looking away, wasn't there? Nobody wanted to be associated with them, but then the more the episode got on, the more they started to understand that obviously the families are not that, like, I don't know, like, there's not a scandal pretty much, you know, like, they still are friends. So people started slowly regaining the, I don't know, like, the confidence to speak to him again. And now they've been hit with another one, mate. You know, Penelope, she had a chance to save Eloise, and no, mate, she's literally threw her under the bus. Her best friend, you know, how many times has she said that there's no secrets between them? Colin even mentioned it as well, mate, after he was speaking to Lord Featherington about possibly investing it into his ruby mines. You know, like, she's gone downstairs and he said, look, I know that you and Eloise don't have any secrets, but please hold this one for me. I don't want my family knowing about it until I'm ready, so to speak. She's got the biggest secret of them all, and instead of like exposing herself and saving Eloise, she's threw her under the bus and made it even worse. She's lost Theo, it looks like now, even though I've still got a hope, mate, that they're together, because I'm absolutely loving the fact that she's she's found somebody that makes her happy. Do you know what I mean? Usually in the show, it's always people, you know, making you do stuff that they want to do, following the standard traditions, and she wants to be different. She wants women to have all these different rights, and she wants to do her own thing. She don't want to be told what to do, and that's what I actually love about the Eloise character. And if she wants to be with Theo, even though the scandal's still going on, then be with Theo, mate. I would love that. Obviously, she went to see him today, kind of told her to go away. He was saying, mate, you know, you've clearly never been in some sort of situation like this. You're always from a high-class place, and you've never really been in much trouble. But me, you know, down here, we deal with things differently. You know, you can't be here. He told her to leave. So Hopefully that's not the last time that they have an encounter, but it might be the last time Lady Whistledown's wrote a story, mate, because that quill got snapped and threw in the fire. And like I said, mate, she wrote, if you make your bed, you've got to lie in it, and that's what she's got to do. So if the Queen still pursues trying to find out who it is, because she knows now it's not Eloise, because obviously she's wrote a story about herself, she's still got the other candidates, and she doesn't know that Whistledown's not going to write no more stories, so she might revive her interest in who it is and go after them. So I mean, I'm really excited. Obviously at the very end there, we're seeing Kate running away and smash the head off a rocket, looks like, falling off a horse, which is bad, mate. It honestly is bad. He's out there in the middle of nowhere on his own as well. He's got to pick her up and take her back, it looks like. Hopefully she's not dead, and we can have a happy ending between them, because I have no idea how the season's going to end. There's only one more episode left, I believe, and there's so much going on that I think that we do have to take this story into the next season. So I am excited. Hopefully you guys are too. Tomorrow will be the finale, so hopefully you guys do join me on there. If you did enjoy today's episode, please smash a like. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you do, and as always, I will catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.